Welcome back. A new proposal to fight the growing opioid crisis. 15 states, you see them there, now unveiling plans to tax drug makers for prescription painkillers. So is this the right move to crack down on the rampant use of opioids in our country? Here now to weigh in is radiologist Dr. Nicole Saphier. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Always love having you here. So describe exactly, maybe overall, what is the plan behind this? This is the plan to have the drug makers pay for these drugs, basically a little more?
Well, the opioid crisis has cost the United States over $1 trillion in the last 2 decades. That's an astronomical amount of money. However, the far majority of the money lost is due to lost wages and taxes from people who have been addicted or who have overdosed on illegal opiates. My concern is levying tax on the pharmaceutical industry is going to do nothing except just raise drug prices even further for those who legitimately are taking medications.
Right.
I appreciate the effort. We do need to bring in some revenue to help with this. But in the same stance, should we say that we should be fining or taxing any legislator that's an obstruction to border security? Because that is exactly where all these illegal opioids are coming from. So yes, taxing pharmaceutical industry may bring in a little bit of revenue, but that is not going to make a dent in the opioid crisis.
So just to give people an example, in Pennsylvania, this is one of the proposals, it would tax 10% of the purchase price of the first sale of a drug in the state. So what exactly would that mean?
Well, so what they're going to do is when the medication is being sold, essentially the pharmaceutical company is going to be taxed on that, especially if it's a new prescription.
Okay.
What is the pharmaceutical company going to do if they're having to pay more taxes?
How will they make up the cost?
Right. They're going to increase their drug prices. And so our patients and our taxpayers, it's just going to have a trickle-down effect. So they're going to be seeing, in my opinion, a rise in the pharmaceutical prices.
And then when you take a look at like the overall lobbying effort, you know, to impose, there's been $100 million in lobbying efforts by drug makers, and that's just between 2006 to 2015.
The insurance industry by far has the largest lobbying efforts, and so yes, they've already released their lobbyists to try and tackle this. And although I do think that a large amount of money is wasted on lobbying, especially for pharmaceutical companies, I do think that they may actually have some point behind their lobbying efforts.
What other option would there be other than passing the cost along to consumers?
We know what's causing the opioid crisis. We've had an abundance of studies that have showed us physicians really need to be educated. You have a large amount of physicians who are prescribing opioids that don't necessarily know what causes people to become addicted and what don't, what does not. Essentially, we need to make sure that physicians are not overprescribing opioids, one, for pain that can be managed by Tylenol and Motrin and icing, but also for those surgical patients, we need to make sure that they're not taking opioids for too long. If they take it for too long, the longer they take their opioids, the increased risk that they're going to have to become addicted. So physicians need to be aware and educated in the fact that by shortening the duration, they're significantly decreasing the risk of people getting opioid addiction.
And I know that you and I have discussed before some alternatives to some of these drugs that would be so addictive.
Yes, in radiology, my specialty, interventional radiology, we have amazing technology right now that we're using with pain control, nerve blocks, infusions of different medications. And by the way, IV Tylenol has actually shown to be better for pain than opioids. The problem is it's expensive.
Well, I was going to say, so perhaps the goal is to make maybe the opioids more expensive and then these other alternatives that are less addictive less expensive so that people will be more inclined to try to use those.
Well, now we need to start talking to the insurance companies because they're the ones who really mandate and dictate what we're prescribing these days.
We'll send you to talk to them. Thank you so much, Dr. Saphier.